Hey, Sandy here with Yaya Body Sculpting, and today for Business Toning Tuesday, we're going to talk a little bit about creating your ads for your business. So again, we're going to talk about creating your ads for your business. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. So the first thing I always point out is when you're creating your ads for your business, be sure that you include the basics. So what is this ad that you're creating? Also, you want to make sure you go for a eye-catching imagery. So, okay, what is going to catch the eye of your audience that you are trying to reach out to? Also, you want to make sure you keep it brief. People really don't like to read, so just keep it brief. Make sure you also take theme into account. And the last thing I always say is you want to make sure you let your audience know what they need to do next. So how are we going to get to our audience? So first things first is creating your ads. I'm actually reading my notes simply because if I don't read my notes, I'm going to ramble, and I'm not trying to ramble. So the first thing we're trying to focus on is creating our ad. When creating our ad, we want to make sure we include who, what, when, and where. So let's talk about me as a body sculptor. As a body sculptor, if I decide to do an ad, and let's say this ad is going to be 30 days of unlimited butt and cellulite treatment for $299, I put call here to make an appointment. I put that phone number, the address, and maybe a link to my website. Who, what, when, where, basics. Okay. The second thing, going for eye-catching imagery. So again, in my niche, if I'm a body sculptor, I want to make sure that my visual or my whatever I'm posting, I want to make sure it speaks to my audience, right? So if I'm a body sculptor, I'm gonna make sure I put an image that speaks to my audience. If I did lashes, I will have something with lashes. If I did hair, something with hair. Normally, when you do a design, you can use your own images, or you can use from a free photo or stock picture pile on Google, or maybe some shared images. As long as you make sure that whatever images you use, make sure you get the permission. You don't want to use an image and maybe you have to buy the particular image or whatever the case may be. But just as I mentioned, just make sure you go for eye-catching imagery, something that is a part of you, your niche, or whatever you're doing, and that's going to attract the eye of your audience. The other point I want to mention, keeping it brief. Less is always more. You're going to be brief, you be concise, and be powerful with your particular words. The next thing I always want to make sure is you focus on your theme. This is about what your audience is going to feel. This is how you're going to convey. So again, I'm speaking of me being a body sculptor. I want to be mindful of my theme. So if my theme is, okay, this is going to be my ad, summer body, weight loss, toning, that is going to be my theme for my audience. So when I speak about my audience, I it's pretty much what I'm trying to convey or what I'm trying to promote, that particular image, that color, again, eye-catching, that imagery, focusing on my theme for my audience. Another thing you always make sure you mention, you need to make sure you let their reader know, or whoever's looking at your ad, you want to let them know, like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? So they normally call it what? Your call to action. So like I mentioned, if my theme is I'm offering 30 days unlimited services of whatever the option is, what's my call to action? Call here to make an appointment. Click this link to book. Call to action. Let them know what they're doing next. So you want to always make sure you have your Instagram information, your maybe Facebook, if you have a Twitter, if you have a website, whatever it is, phone number or so forth, to get that customer to you. You want to make sure you have that call to action. Or maybe even sometimes you can say, okay, the first 10 people that send me a DM, they'll get 10% off their service. A call to action. Let me know what I'm doing next. And then you also want to make sure that you're letting that person that's looking at your ad, you want to make sure that you want them to be a part of what's going on, what you're doing. You want them to know, like, hey, this is a service that I can do for you. So that's very important. Also, what I was going to say, when choosing your photos, I do know as of recently, Instagram definitely has changed a lot when it comes to, I know in the body sculpting field, before you can post like whatever. Now when you're doing ads, for sure, I do know when you're doing ads, you cannot post before and after pics. They do not allow you to post before and after pics when it comes to ads. You can post it on your regular page. You just can't post it. You just can't post before and after when it comes to ads. Before, you can post, and it might have changed. I really feel like it's a pick and choose. But before, I was able to post like silhouettes of a woman, or a silhouette, or a hip, or a waistline, and then some like your ads not get improved, but then I see people with ads. So needless to say, just be sure that whatever photos that you use for your particular ad, if you want your ad to go through, just pick and choose and be mindful of the pictures that you choose to use when it comes to creating your particular ad. So again, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Also another thing. Actually, let me kind of go back to that. So what we're saying is, again, include the basics. Make sure we go for an eye-catching imagery. You want to keep it brief, take theme into account, and then also let your audience know what they need to do next. Booking call to action. Point out also is when it comes to building or creating your ads, or if you're needing help with that, one of the two people that I normally use, one is Ellison Marketing. Amazing individual, knows a lot about marketing. Okay, so let's just say content creation, building your logos, building your website, making sure that you have those proper call to actions, social media marketing, and so forth. Reach out to Ellison Marketing. Another individual that I like to use as well is Totally Randy. Totally Randy is an amazing social media marketing individual. I've seen her do some amazing things. So if you're needing help and or assistance with building your brand or help with that, Totally Randy as well as Ellison Marketing, which I will tag in this video, will be a great source of resource to help you in the future. More tips, because I will be continuing. This is going to be a series that I want to continue to do for our Business Toning Tuesday. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, any tips that can benefit not just myself, but any other business owner or someone that is in business that are needing some tips and some guidance, feel free to reach out to me. Give me some suggestions or whatever the case may be. But I do look forward to talking to you guys again soon.